Life can feel unfair at times. You work hard towards your goals, yet life throws unexpected curveballs your way, in the form of setbacks, obstacles, and challenges. This situation is beautifully described by the author Haruki Murakami, when he says, "And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, the person you are is different to the person who went into that storm. And this is what the storm is all about. The storm is about your transformation, your evolution, your becoming." Life is never a straight line. I like to think of it as like a maze. There will be moments where you feel like everything is going your way, when you are in complete flow and that life is just working for you. There will be days where you have to take a step back and reassess the situation. There will be days where you think you are at a dead end. And there will be days where you feel like you're going sideways. It is important, therefore, to understand that failing in something does not make you a failure. Failure is an event, not an identity. You must have compassion toward yourself and remind yourself that you are only human. You are going to have days where you experience inevitable setbacks. But you must also appreciate that you are perhaps a lot further along than you once imagined. That there was points in your life in the past where you wish you had what you now have today. When you look back, I'm sure there were challenges you didn't think that you would have overcome, but you're still standing here today. You overcame them. You got through them. You survived. And this is the purpose of challenges. They are there to help you grow, to show you just how strong you truly are. If you want to live the life that you desire, you can't expect it to arrive smoothly. It almost never does. The reality is that creating a life, career, or business around your greatest passions is going to be challenging. It is going to be tough. Too many people give up too soon, and very often just before they are about to experience some level of success. Don't be like most people. When I failed my second year of university, I felt shame and like I had just completely thrown my future down the drain. My family had expected me to do well. I remember when I was home at my uncle's place in Malaysia, I was upstairs on the internet awaiting my results. The rest of the family were downstairs. They had a bottle of champagne in an ice bucket with glasses ready to celebrate what they expected to be stellar results. Unfortunately, when the results came up on the website, I saw that I had failed in 3 out of the 4 exams I took. Those next few minutes would be one of the longest in my life, as I decided how I was going to tell the rest of my family the bad news. The next few weeks were incredibly tough, as I went further into my shell, not wanting to talk about the fact that I had failed my second year and I would have to repeat it. I had tied my self-worth to academic results, and as a result, my confidence was shattered. You have to beware of the stories that you tell yourself, because perception is everything, and the most important conversation you will have is with yourself. To change yourself, you must change how you see yourself, and this is where identity comes in, because your identity is tied to the story that you tell yourself. A powerful question for you to reflect on is this: who must I become to have what I want? For me, I knew I had to become somebody who could not only withstand life's challenges, but could come back stronger. Once I was clear on who I had to become, I was able to operate from that identity. The identity of someone who could overcome challenges. The identity of someone who had a healthy relationship with failure. The identity of someone who embraced experiments. When you have that clarity on the person you want to become, and you can operate from that identity, then you become someone who is able to handle whatever the world throws your way. You become somebody who can bounce back stronger, who can take on challenges in a much healthier way, understanding that in your response lies your greatest power. Life is less about the stumbling, and it is more about how you bounce back. It is more about how you take events and experiences of life and mold them into something that can help you move forward towards where you want to be. This is where you become both the sculpture and the sculptor, where you begin to bend reality to something that is aligned to where you want to be, where you bend the reality so that it works in your favor. Nassim Taleb would describe this quality as being anti-fragile. Fragile things break when placed under pressure. Anti-fragile things, however, become stronger as a result of pressure. They become better when pressure is applied. You see, life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. You just get stronger and more resilient each time you dust yourself down, stand up tall in the face of adversity, and with faith in your ability to come back stronger. When you operate from a more empowering identity, you are able to see things from a different perspective. A great example of this is the parable of the old farmer who had worked his crops for many years. One day, he lost his prized horse, and the neighbors came together to offer their condolences to the farmer. "What bad luck that you've lost your prized horse," they said. The farmer calmly responded to them with the words, "Maybe, maybe not." The next morning, the prized horse returns, along with 3 other wild horses. The neighbors rejoice, welcoming the horses back, saying to the farmer, "What a turn of fortune that your horse has not only returned, but you now have 3 additions to your stable." The farmer responds with the words, "Maybe, maybe not." The next day, while tending to one of these wild horses, the farmer's son breaks his leg in the process. The neighbors hear about the news and again come to the farmer saying, "What misfortune for your son to have broken his leg while tending to one of those wild horses." The farmer calmly responds with the same words, "Maybe, maybe not." The next day, the army moves through the village, recruiting all able-bodied men to fight in the Great War, except the farmer's son. The villagers come together, go to the farmer and say, "How blessed you are that your son has been saved from fighting in the war." The farmer responds with the words again, "Maybe, maybe not." Most of us, you see, are like the villagers and neighbors in this parable. We are quick to judge, we are quick to react, and we focus so much on the things that are outside of our control. We get worried about things that we cannot influence. Imagine, however, if you were to approach events with the same mindset as that old farmer, to be attached to no outcome and open to everything, to pause, to reflect, and to have the humility to seek the lesson in the many challenges that you will encounter. The universe will deliver moments of beauty, pain, and opportunity to your doorstep. And one of the greatest insights that you will come to understand is that each of these serve a lesson if you have the humility to listen to what they are trying to teach you. Here is a nice way to put it. Ego sees failure. Humility sees feedback. Ego seeks perfection. Humility seeks progress. Ego blames. Humility takes responsibility. This is also how living life through the lens of pronoia works. You operate from this belief that life is working for you, not against you, and that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Just imagine what happens when you operate from that perspective, that life is working for you and not against you. Every situation and experience has a lesson contained in it that you can take to help you move forward to that next level. Some of the questions that you can reflect on when you experience a setback include these following 2. The first is, what is this trying to teach me? And the second is, what is the opportunity here? These questions help your mind to focus on what you can control over what you can't, because there is always something that you can control, however small. Having the wisdom to learn from your mistakes can catapult you from victim to victor, and from feeling helpless to feeling hopeful. As the actor Sylvester Stallone said in his film Rocky Balboa,
"The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done."
Winners don't blame, they take responsibility. Winners don't give up, they come back stronger. Winners don't complain, they take control. Don't let life's challenges stop your progress. Instead, let it act as rocket fuel towards helping you unleash your genius and you're extraordinary. One of the greatest rewards from overcoming challenges in life is knowing that you are somebody that can overcome whatever life throws your way. So here's to making the greatest comeback of your life, especially if you are going through your own storms at the moment. Here's to coming out of that storm stronger than the person who walked into them, to going through your own transformation, to moving to that next level, to becoming the person you want to be in order to achieve all those goals and desires that you have inside of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, it would mean so much if you could subscribe, give it a like, and comment below. I also run a weekly newsletter where I share my lessons and insights with you. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do so via the link below in the comments, or go to my website simonalexanderong.com. And if you haven't already, make sure to purchase a copy of my best-selling book Energize via the link in the description below. The book is all about how energy management, not time management, is the key to productivity, and it has been endorsed by the likes of Simon Sinek, Marie Forleo, and Ali Abdaal. I can't wait for you to dive into this, and in the meantime, I will see you in the next video.